Hi, Tim here from Tim's Thrifty Music. This is episode 3 of Tim Spins 10, where I pulled the next 10 albums out from my collection. For my listening, I'm trying to listen to. I listened to just under 500 albums last year. I'm trying to get more like 750 this year if possible. But I have a lot of listening to do for doing that, and so I'm just pulling them off of the shelf at a time and spinning them, and then I'll do and so I decided I'd just start showing you the 10 I'm spinning for the next 10, and I'll put it in a video like this. And what I'll be doing is, of course, a lot of them will be pre-recorded or have been recorded for a while. Depends on how quick I get through them. But anyway, after I'll show you the 10 I'm going to spin, and then after each spin, I'll come back and tell you what tell you my thoughts on the album. The first one up is Frank Sinatra. The World We Knew, and this one it has the duet of Something Stupid with his daughter Nancy Sinatra. That's been number 1. Been number 2 is Jean-Luc Ponty, A Taste for Our Passion. It's jazz violin. Dig the color, this blue violin there. Okay, spin number 3 is DeGarmo and Key, DNK. This album is from 1987. This is on, this one's well, where does it say the label name? This one is on Power Disc. It's a numbered album. But DeGarmo and Key are Christian rock band, and this is an album of theirs from the 80s, which is pretty good. Okay, a lot of people know this album. Steve Perry, Street Talk. Yes, this is Steve Perry, the lead singer who was the lead singer of Journey, for all the hits they had like in the 80s, and this album has Old Sherry and Foolish Heart on it. That was spin number 4. Spin number 5 is another one a lot of people know from the 80s. The Police, Synchronicity. Of course, this has like Synchronicity on it, and Every Breath You Take, The King of Fame, and Wrapped Around Your Finger. That's spin number 5. Spin number 6 are Simon and Garfunkel Bookends. This is my favorite album of theirs. This has the song America on it, and Mrs. Robinson, and A Hazy Shade of Winter. Okay, that was spin number 6. Spin number 7 is Alan Sherman, My Son to Celebrity. You might remember I had Alan Sherman one of my last video also. See, Alan Sherman is a comedian, and he did that from the 60s, and he did parodies. This one's from 62 or 63. I see them both on here, and so he does a lot of parodies on his albums and more comedy. He's known for the song Hilamutta, Hilafata. Next up is Johnny Paycheck with Country Soul. This is early stuff of his. It's from 67. So some classic country. Next up is pop, either pop or psych pop. Pop, however you want to consider it. The album cover looks like psych. It's more pop than psych. It's the Peppermint Rainbow, Will You Be Staying After Sunday. That was that's spin number 9, and spin number 10 is this Johnny Paycheck. It's on Gold Star Records. I'm not sure whether this is his first album or what. I'll have to check that. Well, that's all the albums I'm going to be spinning, so I'll be back after I spin the first one, Frank Sinatra, The World We Knew. I finished spinning spin number 1, which is Frank Sinatra, The World We Knew. This is from, oops, sorry about that. I think it's like 67 or 68. And yeah, and this was on the label the label that he created, which is Reprise, and but on this album there were 3 hits on it. The title track, which is The World We Knew, then the song Something Stupid, which he did with his daughter Nancy Sinatra, and the third one is This Town. Some of the others songs that he does on here is Born Free, like it's from the movie of the same title. He also does a cover of Don't Sleep in the Subway. If I remember right, that was song was a hit for Petula Clark. And he finishes it off with Some Enchanted Evening. If you like Frank Sinatra style of music, I'm not sure whether it's considered to be crooner or what. Him and Tony Bennett and like Mel Torme, I'll fall under that category, I'd say. I think you'd like this album. Next up, Jean-Luc Ponty, A Taste for Passion. I finished listening to spin number 2, which is A Taste for Passion by Jean-Luc Ponty. This album's from 1979 on Atlantic Records. It's jazz violin. It's 40 minutes of jazz violin. There weren't any chart hits off this album, but still, it's a good album. Of course, I'm biased some too. I played the violin for 4 years when I was a kid. I wasn't too good at it, but it got me into liking hearing the orchestra instruments, especially in jazz or rock, hearing a cello or the violin and stuff like that. And but like I said, this is a real good album. So next up is the Garmon Key DNK. I finished spinning spin number 3, which is the Garmon Key DNK. They're a Christian rock band from the 80s and into the 90s, and their stuff varies from getting a good hard rock to they do have some mellower stuff in there too. Like I said, they're a Christian band. This album's from 1987. Power Disc and Benson. And this one is a numbered one. I have number 5,994 out of 10,000. But it's a, if you like Christian rock, I think you'll you'd like this album. Next up, Steve Perry, Street Talk. I finished spinning spin number 5, which is Synchronicity by the Police. This is on A&M from 1983, and I know in the last video I said a lot were classics. This is another classic one by the Police. They had a few of them there. But this one, the hits that were on this one are from this album are Synchronicity 2, Every Breath You Take, King of Pain, and Wrapped Around Your Finger. I have trouble have explained the Police's sound. They have their own sound pretty much on their albums, and but it is an excellent album. It has their own, you could say, trademark sound to it, and it's another one that I'm glad to have in my collection. Next up is Bookends by Simon and Garfunkel. I finished spinning spin number 4, which is Street Talk by Steve Perry. This album's from 1984 on Columbia, and of course Steve Perry, he was the former lead singer of the band Journey. And this one was a pretty successful album. Of the 10 songs on here, 5 of them made onto at least one chart or another. Like, could be rock or could be the top 100 or whatever. But the songs that made it onto charts are Oh Sherry, I Believe, Foolish Heart, She's Mine, and Strung Out. This album does have somewhat of a sound of Journey, but then it doesn't also. Because with Journey you have so many people got used to Steve Perry's lead vocals on so many of the hits that they had by then, and it's a voice they associated with Journey, but then the songs you could tell weren't really Journey. They're a little different than what Journey would normally do. But it is a good album overall, and I'm glad I have it in my collection. This is one that I did buy back in '94. I remember that when it first came out. Next up, The Police, Synchronicity. I finished with in number 6 now, which is Bookends by Simon and Garfunkel. This album is from let me check. I have to check on the date real quick. It's from 1968 on Columbia, and I'll tell you right now, this is my favorite Simon & Garfunkel album. Just with the songs that it has, of course my favorite of them is America, which was a hit later on, because it was hit like in '72, and Yes does a killer cover of this song also. Then there's also Fakin' It, which was a hit. Mrs. Robinson, which was in the movie The Graduate, and it was like the biggest hit on it. Hazy Shade of Winter, I'm trying to remember, was it Bananarama, or it was a girl group from back in the 80s that did a cover of it. And also At the Zoo was a hit from the album. Most of side two were hits. It's just with their songwriting and stuff, that's and then they're harmonizing when they sing it. It's hard to say much more about it. It's I like their singing, and I like their songwriting. Paul Simon's been an excellent songwriter for a good while, and he's had plenty of hits to show it. Well, next up is Alan Sherman, My Son the Celebrity. I finished spinning the spin number 10 for this one, which is Johnny Rivers, and I take it that's the title of the album too. I looked down Discogs, and they have pretty much had the same thing for the titles. So, but the funny thing is, Johnny Rivers does only 3 songs on this album, and because in that blue box it says also featuring Ronnie Frost. Well, Johnny Rivers does 3 songs, and that Ronnie Frost, whoever he is, does 7 songs. I fear he's just one of the labels regular guys or something, because this is the label is called Guest Star, so I'm not really sure, but it's more like the music side, late 50s, early 60s rock and roll, but I wasn't too impressed with this album. Johnny Rivers does do a good cover of Baby Come Back, which was a hit for Elvis Presley, but the other 2 I hadn't heard before or anything, and like I said, it's like late 50s, early 60s rock. It's the record's noisy. There's some skips at the beginning on both sides. But so that's mainly what. Okay, so that's all I have for you for this episode. If you like it, hit the like and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and comment. So until next time, take it easy and keep on rocking. I finished spinning spin number 9 for this video, which is the Peppermint Rainbow. Will you be staying after Sunday? As cover looks like might be psychedelic, but it's actually pretty much just 60s pop. It's from 69, if I remember right, on deck. Yeah, it's from 69. The big hit they had off of this one is a title track, Will You Be Staying After Sunday. It got into the top 40. It was like in the 30s, somewhere in there. And then they had a minor hit with Don't Wake Me Up in the Morning, Michael. But like I said, it's 60s pop, and I like the big one that they did, or the better known cover that they did is Green Tambourine, and they do a pretty good job with that. But this group was together only like a year or 2, and they broke up. They might have released one. I think they released one album this one after this one, but that was it. Next up will be spin number 10. Johnny Rivers, Johnny Rivers. I finished spinning spin number 8, which is Country Soul by Johnny Paycheck. This album's from 1967 on Little Darling Records. There weren't any hits off this album, not even on the country charts, but he does cover some songs on here, which a lot of artists were doing at that time. Some of them are Release Me, Misty Blue, All the Time, if I remember right. Eddie Arnold sang that one. Almost Persuaded, Danny Boy, Make the World Go Away, and Green Green Grass of Home. And he does a real good job on each of them. It's a good, solid 60s country album. Up next, the Peppermint Rainbow, Are You Staying After Sunday? I finished spin number 7, which is My Sunday Celebrity by Alan Sherman. You may remember in my last video I showed down by him and told that it's all comedy and parodies and stuff, and that's the same thing this one is. There weren't any hits off this album. And, it's on Warner Brothers from 1963. It's a mono copy that I have. But when he does the songs, you have to laugh some, just with have some stuff in them. Next up, Johnny Paycheck, Country Soul.